right, you're sorrier than I am. But I am sorry as well.
This phone conversation, man. What's up, my friends, and welcome to another video. If you're new here, I'm Mary. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today, I am going to be watching a movie that's been on my list for years. It won a recent Patreon poll, so shout out to my patrons for helping make this movie reaction finally happen. This one is none other but Dr. Strangelove. It actually has a far longer title. It's officially called Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It was released in 1964, a Stanley Kubrick film. I've reacted to a few Stanley Kubrick films on the channel so far, so check those out if you haven't already. I don't know much about this film other than it is a dark comedy film. I haven't looked into the plot. I am going to step into it blind. I know it's rated an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. People tend to love this film, probably why it's been recommended to me over the years a number of times. I'm excited to get into it. Before we do though, I want to quickly talk about Patreon, because if you want to watch the full movie with me, you can. You just need a copy of the movie and a membership to my Patreon, which is always linked in the description bar in the pinned comments, where you'll also find me on all of the social media handles. You'll find my 2 other channels, and you'll find my Twitch live streams where I play games on the weekend, if that's something you're into. But if not, let's just jump into Dr. Strangelove.
Ominous rumors had been privately circulating among high-level Western leaders that the Soviet Union had been at work on what was darkly hinted to be the ultimate weapon, a doomsday device.
Oh, Lord.
What they were building, or why it should be located in such a remote and desolate place, no one could say.
It's gotta be something big and scary. Lola seems to be intrigued. Wow, what an interesting looking room. Pieces are profession.
This is General Ripper speaking. You recognize my voice?
I do, sir. Why do you ask?
Why do you think I ask?
Well, I don't know, sir. We spoke just a few moments ago on the phone, didn't we?
You don't think
I love the way he talks.
My voice? The base is being put on condition red. Group Captain, I'm afraid this is not an exercise.
Not an exercise, sir.
It looks like we're in a shooting war.
Oh.
I want you to transmit Plan R for Robert, to the wing. Plan R.
Plan R for Robert to the wing.
I want all privately owned radios to be immediately impounded. They might be used to issue instructions to saboteurs.
I mean, that makes sense.
In order to guard against surprise nuclear attack, America's Strategic Air Command maintains a large force of B-52 bombers airborne 24 hours a day.
Wow.
B-52 can deliver a nuclear bomb load of 50 megaton, equal to 16 times the total explosive force of all the bombs and shells used by all the armies in World War II.
Wow. Playboy. So tame back in the day. Top secret, wow. Top secret E. F. Wing attack, plan O. This is a lot.
Did you say wing attack, plan R? You sure you got today's code?
Yes, sir, it is.
It's all very confusing.
Wait a second, I'm coming back.
They're like, what the hell is going on? Wing attack, plan R. That's what it says.
Maybe you better get a confirmation from base.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if they're gonna do that, I guess they'd feel more comfortable with that confirmation.
And old Ripper wouldn't be giving us Plan R unless them Ruskies had already clobbered Washington and a lot of other towns with a sneak attack.
This guy's on it.
Yes, sir. Major Kong, message from base confirmed.
Well, boys, I reckon this is it. Nuclear combat toe-to-toe with the Ruskies.
That's insane.
I got a pretty fair idea that something doggone important's going on.
Doggone important.
I'd say that you're all in line for some important promotions and personal citations when this thing's over with.
I mean, if they're alive.
Now, let's get this thing on the hump. We got some flying to do.
Da, 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 da. This song is so familiar, and I wonder if it actually originates from this movie. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like I've heard it so much.
Oh, yes, General Turgidson is here, but I'm afraid he can't come to the phone at the moment.
Oh.
Well, this is his secretary, Miss Scott. Fine, and you? Oh, we were just catching up on some of the General's paperwork.
She's in her bikini.
General Turgidson, a Colonel Puntridge calling.
Tell him to call back.
The General says, could you call back in a minute or two?
Okay, he didn't say in a minute or two.
Tell him to call, what's his name? Base Commander, Ripper. I have to think of everything on
I suggest you call General. All communications are dead.
Oh,
Betty, the General asks if you could possibly try again yourself.
she's so polite.
He says he's tried personally several times, but everything is dead. Even the normal phone lines are shut down.
That's got to get him. Yep, there he is.
Are you sure it's Plan R?
It's a shock to everyone.
What's cooking on the threat board? Nothing. Nothing at all?
Nothing at all is bad. Like, they're just doing it for no reason.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
The Air Force never sleeps.
that's early.
And old Bucky will be back here before you can say, blast off.
He has got a very, very croaky voice.
I want to impress upon you the need for extreme watchfulness. The enemy may come individually, or he may come in strength. He may even come in the uniform of our own troops. I am going to give you 3 simple rules. Trust no one, whatever his uniform or rank.
Okay.
Anyone or anything that approaches within 200 yards of the perimeter is to be fired upon. Third, if in doubt, shoot first and ask questions afterwards.
If in doubt, shoot first.
I would sooner accept a few casualties through accident than lose the entire base and its personnel through carelessness.
Wow.
It has been my privilege to be your commanding officer. I have always expected the best from you, and you have never given me anything less than that. Where did this song originate from? Someone could let me know in the comments. I'm just too curious though. I don't want to look it up.
Primary target, the ICBM complex at Laputa. Target reference, Yankee, Golf, Tango.
IGT.
Missile complex, 7 miles east of Barshoff. Target reference.
This is insane.
Something rather interesting has just cropped up. Listen to that. Music. Civilian broadcasting.
Yeah. That is kind of funny.
Mandrake,
Yes, sir?
I thought I issued instructions for all radios on this base to be impounded.
True.
Indeed, sir.
The officer exchange program does not give you any special prerogatives to question my orders.
Oh, that's what this is. That's why there's a British guy here.
Let's face it, we don't want to start a nuclear war unless we really have to.
Exactly.
Group Captain, the planes are not going to be recalled. My attack orders have been issued and the orders stand.
Oh my god.
Well, rather an odd way of looking at it. If a Russian attack was in progress, we would certainly not be hearing civilian broadcasting.
Good point.
Mandrake, please make me a drink of grain alcohol and rainwater and help yourself to whatever you'd like.
What the hell kind of drink is that?
It is my clear duty, under the present circumstances, to issue the recall code upon my own authority and bring back the wing.
Oh,
Excuse me, sir.
wow.
I'm the only person who knows the 3-letter code group.
Then I must insist, sir, that you give them to me.
Oh my god. This guy's actually insane.
War is too important to be left to politicians. They have neither the time, the training, nor the inclination for strategic thought.
So he's just taking it upon himself.
General Jack Ripper, the commanding general
What a name. Jack the
Burleson Air
Ripper.
Force. Now, it appeared that the order called for the planes to attack their targets inside Russia, fully armed with nuclear weapons with an average load of 40 megatons each. Now, the central display of Russia will indicate the position of the plane. The triangle.
Oh my gosh.
Primary target.
Like everywhere.
I was under the impression that I was the only one in authority to order the use of nuclear weapons.
That's right, sir. You are the only person authorized to do so.
That's gotta be a shock to that guy.
It's beginning to look like General Ripper exceeded his authority.
Hmm.
Plan R is an emergency war plan in which a lower echelon commander may order nuclear retaliation after a sneak attack.
Loopholes.
Once they fly beyond failsafe, they do not require a second order to
my
proceed. They will
God.
continue until they reach their target.
Ripper knew what he was doing.
One of the provisions of Plan R provides the normal SSB radios in the aircraft are switched into a special coded device.
Just love how he's chewing gum the whole time.
In order to prevent the enemy from issuing fake or confusing orders, CRM 114 is designed not to receive at all unless the message is preceded by the correct 3-letter code group prefix.
So many things to be aware of and remember and no. Like, this guy doesn't even remember signing off.
Since there are 17,000 permutations, it's going to take us about 2.5 days to transmit them all.
Whew.
How soon did you say the planes would penetrate Russian radar cover?
About 18 minutes from now.
Oh my God.
General Ripper sealed off the base and cut off all communications. Give you the best kind of start, 1,400 megatons worth. And you sure as hell won't stop them now. We will prevail in peace and freedom from fear.
Peace.
In true health through the purity and essence of our natural fluids.
This guy and his fluids.
We're still
What an
trying to figure
odd
out the
man.
last phrase.
There's nothing to figure out, General Turgidson. This man is obviously a psychotic.
Yeah.
You assured me there was no possibility of such a thing ever occurring.
Well, I don't think it's quite fair to condemn a whole program because of a single slip-up.
A slip up.
I told you never to call me here. Don't you know where I am?
It's got to be his missus.
Well, look, baby, I can't talk to you now, but my president needs me.
Oh my gosh.
I deeply respect you as a human being.
Oh.
Someday I'm going to make you Mrs. Buck Turgidson.
Oh.
You go back to sleep, hon. Bucky will be back there just as soon as he can.
Bucky will be back.
All right, listen, sure. Don't forget to say your prayers.
Yeah, she's gonna need to. Interrupting your regular broadcast to remind you guys that if you are enjoying this reaction and you want to see the full reaction with me, you can do so by checking out my Patreon. And over there, we have a library full of content, full of uncut reactions for you to check out, like this, and this. If you want to check out my Patreon, link is in the description bar and the pinned comments down below.
In less than 15 minutes from now, the Ruskies will be making radar contact with the planes.
Far out.
When they do, they are going to go absolutely ape, and they're going to strike back with everything they got. We have done nothing further to suppress their retaliatory capabilities. We will suffer virtual annihilation. Now,
Yeah.
on the other hand, we were to immediately launch an all-out and coordinated attack on all their airfields and missile bases. We'd stand a damn good chance of catching them with their pants down.
Wow. So doubling down.
It is the avowed policy of our country never to strike first with nuclear weapons.
Well, President, I would say that General Ripper has already invalidated that policy. We are rapidly approaching a moment of truth, both for ourselves as human beings and for the life of our nation. Now, truth is not always a pleasant thing. But it is necessary now to make a choice, to choose between two admittedly regrettable, but nevertheless distinguishable post-war environments. One where you got 20 million people killed.
You're talking about mass murder, General, not war.
I'm not saying we wouldn't get our hair mussed, but I do say no more than 10 to 20 million killed, tops.
Far out.
I will not go down in history as the greatest mass murderer since Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. The audacity.
Well, that can't be helped. Have him brought down here straight away. Yes, sir.
Is that the Russian ambassador you're talking about?
Yes, it is, General.
The president does not like you.
Sir, but are you aware of what a serious breach of security that would be? I mean, you'll see everything. You'll see the big board.
That is precisely the idea, General. That is precisely the idea.
I'm surprised he hasn't fired him.
145 caliber automatic, 2 boxes of ammunition,
Ammunition.
4 days concentrated.
Concentrated emergency rations.
Drug issue containing antibiotics.
Antibiotics. He talks so funny.
We haven't been able to reach Premier Kissoff in the Kremlin. They say they don't know where he is and he won't be back for...
Kiss off.
Try B86543 Moscow.
Yes, sir.
You would never have found him through his office, Mr. President. Our premier is a man of the people, but he's also a man, if you follow my meaning.
It's kind of crazy how, like, time is going so slow right now. I thought 15 minutes would be up.
I formally request that this ignorant brute...
Mr. President, I think they're trying the number.
General, you need to calm down.
Mr. Ambassador.
I mean,
This clumsy fool attempted to plant
that is
ridiculous camera on me.
the smallest camera I ever saw. Look, I don't blame the Russian guy. The Americans probably do the same if they were invited into Russia's war room for whatever reason. Oh my gosh. No subtitles? I have no idea what he's saying.
Be careful, Mr. President. I think he is drunk.
Hello, Dmitri. Listen, I can't hear too well. Do you suppose you could turn the music down just a little?
They gotta hurry.
Well, then, as you say, we're both coming through fine.
Get on with it.
I agree with you. It's great to be fine. One of our base commanders, well, he went a little funny in the head. And he went and did a silly thing.
He's talking to him like a kid.
Can you imagine how I feel about it, Dimitri? Why do you think I'm calling you? Just to say hello? It's a friendly call. Of course it's a friendly call. Listen, if it wasn't friendly, you probably wouldn't have even got it.
That's a good point.
If we're unable to recall the planes, then we're just gonna have to help you destroy them, Dimitri.
Oh, wow. Those poor boys in the planes.
All right. I'm sorry too, Dimitri. I'm very sorry. All right, you're sorrier than I am. But I am sorry as well.
This phone conversation, man.
I'm capable of being just as sorry as you are. So we're both sorry, all right? All right.
Everyone's just listening like,
yes, he's right here.
okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, and this poor bloke. Why didn't he just like bash the door down? Oh, I guess because of the gun.
Water is the source of all life. And as human beings, you and I need fresh, pure water. On no account will a commie ever drink water.
So Russian people aren't humans is what he's saying. They deserve it all.
Do you realize that fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
This guy's listened to a little too much propaganda. Got him a little loopy. I mean, yes, Russian communism was a big threat, but he's just taking it to another level.
About thorium G has a radioactive half-life of 93 years. When they are exploded, they will produce a doomsday shroud.
I keep looking at this guy's mouth.
For 93 years. The doomsday machine is designed to trigger itself automatically.
But surely you can disarm it somehow?
It is designed to explode if any attempt is ever made to untrigger it.
Far out.
There were those of us who fought against it, but in the end we could not keep up with the expense involved in the arms race, the space race, and the peace race. But the deciding factor was when we learned that your country was working along similar lines, and we were afraid of a doomsday gap.
That makes sense.
Dr. Strangelove, do we have anything like that in the works?
A moment, please, Mr. President.
Dr. Strangelove, title of the movie.
How is it possible for this thing to be triggered automatically and at the same time impossible to untrigger?
It is the whole idea of this machine, you know, is the art of producing in the mind of the enemy the fear to attack. Because it's simple to understand and completely credible and convincing.
The way he's delivering this news is just hilarious.
It was to be announced at the party congress on Monday.
Oh.
As you know, the
So
Premier loves
soon.
surprises.
Pieces are it's just very ironic.
Don't you think we'd be better off in some other part of the room away from all this flying glass?
Hey, at least there's a hole in the wall now. Jump.
You know when fluoridation first began?
It's like he's trying to like convert Mandrake into his line of thinking.
When did you first develop this theory?
I think Mandrake's just entertaining him because he has no other choice.
During the physical act of love. A profound sense of fatigue, feeling of emptiness followed. Luckily, I was able to interpret these feelings correctly.
Post-nut clarity is what he's talking about.
Women sense my power, and they seek the life essence. But I do deny them my essence.
Right.
Now, Jack, listen. While there's still time, I beg you, let's recall the wing.
Mandrake's trying so hard.
Were you ever a prisoner of war?
Yes, I was. Matter of fact, Jack, I was.
Oh.
Did they torture you? I don't know how well I could stand up under torture.
My advice to you, Jack, is to give me the code now.
And if those devils come back and try and erupt stuff,
we'll fight them together, boys.
Placating him.
I happen to believe in a life after this one. I know I'll have to answer what I've done. I think I can.
Yes, well,
He feels justified.
Now, supposing I play a little guessing game with you, Jack boy. I'll try and guess what the code is.
Oh my god. Now we'll never know the code.
Range 20 miles. Missile still closing distance. And tracking steady.
20 miles. Oh my god.
Range 1 mile. Missile detonated.
Oh my god. Far out.
About 3, 4 and 6.
This is deeply, deeply worrying. Whew. Peace on earth. Purity. Earth, purity, peace. Essence. Wow. E.
I'm General Ripper's executive officer.
Where's General Ripper?
Here.
Dead. Look, I don't know what sort of stupid game this is you're playing, but I've got a very good idea what the recall code is, and I have to get in touch with SAC headquarters immediately.
I said put your hands over your head and keep them there.
Oh my god, there's always something.
That I have a very, very good idea what the recall code is. It's some sort of recurrent theme he kept repeating. It's a variation on peace on earth or purity of essence. EOP, OP, it's one of those.
Put your hands up on top of your head.
Oh my god. So frustrating to be Mandrake. With like all the people he's around.
Radio is gone and we're leaking fuel. If we was flying any lower while we need sleep.
Turn back! Turn back! They won't.
This height, why they might harpoon us, but they dang sure ain't gonna spot us on no radar.
You'd think the less fuel thing would be an incentive, but they all want that promotion.
I think you're some kind of deviated prevert. I think General Ripper found out about your preversion and that you were organizing some kind of mutiny of preverts. Now move!
What?
Now, the president wants to speak to General Ripper, doesn't he? I've got to talk to him. And I can assure you, if you don't put that gun away and stop this stupid nonsense, the court of inquiry on this will give you such a pranging. You'll be lucky if you end up wearing the uniform of a bloody toilet attendant.
I've decided Mandrake's my favorite character in this movie.
If you try any preversions in there, I'll blow your head off.
Preversions?
No, I'm perfectly serious, operator. The president, yes, the president of the United States.
It's pretty cool how you could just call up an operator and just get in touch with someone like this.
That Coca-Cola machine. I want you to shoot the lock off it. There may be some change in there.
That's private property.
Colonel, can you possibly imagine what is going to happen to you when they learn that you have obstructed a telephone call to the President of the United States? Shoot with a gun. That's what the bullets are for, you twit.
Okay. But if you don't get the President of the United States on that phone, you know what's going to happen to you?
What?
You're going to have to answer to the Coca-Cola company.
Oh my god, okay. That's fine. Great. Oh, Lord.
The recall code OPE is being acknowledged Roger by element
Oh, wow.
12, 22, 30, and
Far out.
38 are reported destroyed by enemy action. All other missions have acknowledged recall code.
Okay. That's good.
Premier Kissoff's calling again, and he's hopping mad.
He says that one of the planes hasn't turned back. He says, according to information forwarded by our air staffs, it's headed for the missile complex at Laputa.
Oh my god.
He says their air defense now only claims 3 aircraft confirmed. The 4th may only be damaged.
Supposing Kissoff is lying about that 4th plane, just looking for an excuse to clobber us. I mean, if the spaghetti hits the fan now, we're in trouble.
It's an interesting point.
Look, Dimitri, you know exactly where they're going, and I'm sure your entire air defense can stop a single plane. Listen, I mean, it's not going to help either one of us if the doomsday machine goes out now, is it?
Exactly.
Dimitri, there's no point in you getting hysterical at a moment like this. I am not getting... no, Dimitri, I'm just worried, that's all.
I want to meet this Dimitri character. He seems funny.
We ain't come this far just to dump this thing in the drink.
Yes, you did.
What's the nearest target opportunity?
They're still going ahead.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed, Dimitri, and remember...
He's still on the phone with Dimitri.
You just can't expect a bunch of ignorant peons to understand a machine like some of our boys.
Yeah, but has he got a chance?
Has he got a chance? Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, brother. He went bro mode.
Bomb door circuits, negative function. Lights red.
That's
Operate
Chainsaw
manual
Jones?
override.
Roger.
Didn't recognize him as a young bloke.
Target distance 3 miles.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hey, what about Major Kong?
That is... that. He's actually cooked. Like, that's crazy.
I would not rule out the chance to preserve a nucleus of human specimen at the bottom of Some of our deeper mines, radioactivity would never penetrate a mine some thousands of feet deep.
Plot of Fallout.
Possibly 100 years.
You mean people could actually stay down there for 100 years?
It would not be difficult, mein Führer.
Mein Führer.
Nuclear reactors could provide power almost indefinitely. Greenhouses could maintain plant life. Animals could be bred and slaughtered.
He makes me uncomfortable.
I would hate to have to decide who stays up and who goes down.
Could easily be accomplished with a computer. Could be set and programmed to accept factors from youth, health, sexual fertility, intelligence, and a cross-section of necessary skills. Of course, it would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included.
Oh, of course.
10 females to each male. I would guess that they could then work their way back. When they go down into the mine, everyone would still be alive, combined with a spirit of bold curiosity for the adventure.
Right. Oh my god. Stop that, bro. He can't help himself. It's like a tick.
You mentioned the ratio of 10 women to...
Oh, look, that's what he hears.
The women will have to be selected for their sexual characteristics, which will have to be of a highly stimulating nature.
So only hot women. Of course they're all for it. Hey, this is in Fallout too. That is so messed up. It's just crazy that like the actions of a few people impact billions of other people who had nothing to do with it and no say. It's truly, truly so unfair. The end. You know, I thought that the president looked pretty familiar. I actually thought he looked like Dr. Strangelove. And then I went on the IMDb and I looked it up because I was like very curious. And he not only played Dr. Strangelove, but he also played Lionel Mandrake. So big ups to the costume and makeup team for making that possible. You could kind of tell that they looked similar, but they were pretty distinct from one another, the three characters. Also the acting as well. I'd never heard of Peter Sellers in my life before this. He's clearly very, very talented. Rest in peace. Apparently, he's also well known for the Pink Panther, the Return of the Pink Panther as well, movies that I have always wanted to watch. One of these days I'll get to it. He passed away in 1980, so quite a while ago. This film, it was not what I was expecting out of a war film. Not that I was really expecting much because I didn't really look into the plot, but it was pretty obvious to me that Jack Ripper, what a name by the way, what a name. I feel like a lot of the names as well were quite comical. Albeit I probably missed a lot of Cold War jokes, Cold War references, just because it isn't something that I studied or know much about. I still thought it was funny though. I still thought the dark humor was quite up there. And yeah, the situation was very, very dire. It felt like an episode of Marvel's What If? Like, what if this actually happened during the Cold War? What if we had a crazy general that just went ahead and did whatever? And there was a loophole that allowed him to do so that was granted by the president. Like, what would happen if that happened? It was quite a concept, especially for 1964. I feel like it was pretty risky as well, but it was entertaining. I think that Stanley Kubrick knows how to do war films, and even Full Metal made me laugh in strange moments and in strange ways. Dr. Strangelove was hilarious. He was my second favorite character, Mandrake being the first, and President Merkin Muffley, also what a name, was my third favorite character, all interestingly played by the same person. I felt bad for everyone, but I also felt bad for the guys in the jets. I felt bad for them because they were particularly dumb. I loved the scene with the president and Dimitri. Basically, anytime Dimitri was on the phone with the president, it was just hilarious. Another character that I thought was hilarious was Bucky, him as well as his lady love, and then finding out at the end about the bunkers and how he could possibly get 10 women. He is an actor I wasn't familiar with, George C. Scott. He also passed away in 1999, rest in peace. He is well known for Patton, The Changeling, The Exorcist 3, interestingly, The Hustler. I've not seen any of these movies. I didn't recognize James Earl Jones soon enough, but when I did, I was like, oh my God, that's James Earl Jones. He's just super young. Rest in peace to James Earl Jones too. This was written by Stanley Kubrick, Terry Southern, and Peter George, and Stanley Kubrick directed it. I think it's certainly a movie of its time, you know, with the threat of communism, but it's also pretty relevant today because the threat of a nuclear annihilation is still present, and it's still quite a scary concept that we all kind of have to have in the back of our heads, just thinking about it. Well, not all the time, but sometimes I think about it and I'm like, oh my God, are we heading into World War III? You know, thoughts like those do pop into my head. And so it is still relevant today. I thought it was quite refreshing and funny and entertaining, but I want to hear from you. What did you think of Dr. Strangelove? Thank you so much to my patrons for recommending it to me. If you guys want to watch the full movie with me, you can check out my Patreon linked in the description bar in the pinned comments down below, where you'll find all of my social media handles, my 2 other channels, my Twitch, where I live stream on the weekends. I hope to see you guys there sometime. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.